I was not understanding why Hindi was brought in. Vayan is also a Sanskrit word, in fact. And if you really want to appreciate the languages, the culture of this country, I would like the opposition to also appreciate that on 3rd October of this year, the cabinet has made 5 languages as classical languages, which are Marathi, Assamese, Bengali, Pali, and Prakrit. If you really love the languages, you should appreciate the decision of the government and how much this NDA government protects and promotes the languages of India. We recently celebrated the Constitution Day also. And on that day, we have proudly released the Constitution not only in English and Hindi, but we have done it in Sanskrit and Maithili also. So you see that there is a whole conscious effort that all the languages should be given their importance, all the languages should be protected, and all the languages should be promoted. I think this is one point that I wanted to make regarding the language debate that has been going on, sir. And on top of that, Udan, I have already given the numbers during my opening speech also on how the numbers have doubled, in fact, from 2014 to 2024. Now we have gone through the numbers. We have seen all the airports coming up. We have seen the lot of passenger traffic being increased. Sometimes when we go through it, when it becomes a normality, we kind of feel that it's just a regular thing that has been happening. But if you have to compare it with the other developing countries or developed countries, then you would see that how doubling a number in 10 years is very, very difficult, sir. And that is something which has been a challenge for India also. And that challenge has been successfully addressed, and we have doubled the number of airports, doubled the number of passenger traffic that we have, and doubled the number of aircraft fleet. But for us, I can proudly say, under the leadership of Modi ji, aviation is not just looked upon as how many. I also agree to a certain point that it's not about just the numbers. Numbers I'm giving to show you a picture on how much progress we have made. But if you look at the true sense on why we want to promote aviation, why we want to make it one of the best sectors in the country, in the whole world, because when we talk about aviation, we talk about tourism. When we talk about aviation, we talk about economic activity. When we talk about aviation, we talk about real estate growth. We talk about job creation. When we talk about aviation, we talk about industry. When we talk about aviation, we talk about commerce. We talk about trade. And we talk about aviation, we talk about culture. And when we talk about aviation, we talk about agriculture also. And that is why aviation is a very important nodal sector that needs to be given that push.
If we can provide incentives to commercial banks in the form of tax rebates or refunds for diversified credits to selected MSME sectors, low-scale farmers, etc., this might help the credit supply to the at the banking end, and it will help both the farming community and the MSME sector.
Requesting that land acquisition to be done for various projects in Andhra Pradesh. Honorable CM Chandrababu Naidu has constituted a dedicated task force for land acquisition for Nadikudi, Srikalahasti, Kadapa, Bangalore, Renigunta, Gudur, Kottapalli, Narsapur. All these projects which have been in the pipeline for the last 10 years or so, our CM has taken it is taking it at express pace and want to complete it as soon as possible. And coming to the bill, of course, this there's nothing against to talk about this bill. This is the need of the hour. It gives a lot of autonomy to the railway board. As the railways are expanding with the new trains, adopting new technology, coming out with new set of railway rakes. Obviously, this autonomy is needed for the railway board. But what we request is this autonomy to be not only be with the railway board, but also be with every organization that is down the line. Because when we're going for any of these meetings, or whenever we conduct a meeting with the said GM of our area, with all our MPs, requesting our issues with the railways, we keep on getting the generic concepts. Ma'am, last 2 minutes, ma'am. So I have 5 minutes time. 5 minutes time, ma'am. I have.
No, just 3 minutes.
So whenever we go with the GM of the respective area, whenever we ask for the issues, they give us generic answers. Regarding coming to my constituency, there are 6 Amrit Bharat stations that have been sanctioned, but it's going at the snail's pace. And second thing is with Nadikudi Srikalahasti railway line, it's been going on for 10 years or 15 years. Nothing is moving forward. And whenever we ask, it's a generic answer we get. And Vande Bharat Express, we ask for a new train because from Guntur to Bangalore, it's a very dedicated sector, which there's a huge request from the passengers there. We are asking for that.
And the goal of
making India a $30 trillion economy by 2047 and also making it the third largest economy by 2027. There were things that were said by members of the opposition. I'd like to highlight some of them. That the government today is not a stable government. I'd like to remind everyone that when UPA 2 came into power in 2009, the UPA didn't get the magic numbers. They were under 273, and they had to take external support of other parties to form the government. Compared to the times then and parties over here that were part of that alliance, we are much stronger now than they were then. I'd like to also highlight that what we're doing now is the alliance is based on pre-election agreement between the political parties, and we've all come together based on the needs of our respective states. And I'll come back to why Andhra Pradesh needs help and what the challenges we've faced over the last 5 years. But I'd like to highlight certain aspects of the budget, I think, which will help us become Viksit Bharat by 2047. I'd like to start off with the focus on infrastructure, on capital expenditure. The 11.11 crores that have been committed to capital expenditure is about 12% greater than what was committed last year. And I'd also like to appreciate the 1.5 lakh crores that have been given interest-free for multiple states across the country to leverage to build their own infrastructure. I'd like to also acknowledge the budget given for rural Bharat through the allocation of 2.66 lakh crores. I'd like to, in particular, appreciate the government for recognizing the challenges of the MSME sector by basically providing end-to-end support, from the new credit assessment for giving about 100 crores of loan without collateral, from giving support to stressed MSMEs during their times of difficulty, to giving them access to funds. I think the MSMEs are the backbone of the country because across rural and urban areas, there's millions of MSMEs across the country that need that help.
During your government, in 2009 and 10, I'll come to you. You answered that we asked. 2009 and 10, the budget estimate was 39,000 crores. You released 33,000 crores, so 6,000 crores less. No, let me come back to you. So, and again in 2011 and 12, the budget estimate was 40,000 crores and you released 29,000 crores. And again 2012 and 12 and 13, budget estimate was revised lower to 33,000 crores and you released 30,000 crores. I gave you 3 years of example where you could not even meet your own budget estimates. And I have given, during last 5 years, every year we increased 20,000 crores. So that's number one. And number two, Aadhaar seeding. 99% of all job card holders have Aadhaar seeding. And there are no issues. And Aadhaar seeding has nothing but increasing the transparency. This is a means to deliver the amount directly into the bank. It has no intervention whatsoever and it is not an obstacle. And the job deletions, again, as I said, are based on 5 factors. If there is a fake card, duplicate card, if the person moves from one panchayat to another panchayat, or if the person expired, if the person doesn't want to work anymore, or if that area becomes urbanized from rural area. These are the criteria for the job deletion. And again, this is the responsibility of the state. The central government do not have any role whatsoever in job deletion.
Could the Honorable Minister share the progress made in implementing drone-based technologies, number one. Number two, smart nutrient systems under complementary initiatives like Namo Drone Didi, and how they align with PM's Pranam's objectives.
Telugu Desam Party with NDA Alliance and Janasena winning 164 out of 175 seats and 21 out of 25 parliament seats. He has also mentioned, he was very sarcastic. I wish he was here today at this session, but he was very sarcastic today. He mentioned our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is walking with 2 clutches, and one clutch is Telugu Desam Party. Sir, remember, I thought you were the senior most leader with immense knowledge, but please remember that the clutch you are talking about is not a clutch, but it's a sword. And as you can see, The world has witnessed our leader, Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, who has transformed Hyderabad and Secunderabad into a IT or Biocon hub. How he has improved the farmers' lives, how our per capita income was increased.